Morning students, welcome back to computer applications classes of class 9. Today we are going to learn some more concepts of cyber safety. Basically, today we will learn cybercrime. So let us first understand what is cybercrime. Any criminal offense that we can take place at computer or using a network. So any crime that is taking place with the help of any electronic communications, that is called cybercrime. For example, phishing, credit card fraud, illegal downloading, child pornography, cyberbullying, cyberstalking, cyber terrorism, spam, etc. And for them, there is a law, and that is IT Act 2000, and that includes a number of sections for different types of cybercrime. Now, for this session, actually in the syllabus, there are two topics which is very important with respect to cybercrime. Among all these cybercrimes, whatever we have just enlisted, among all them, only two are important for our syllabus. That is cyberbullying and cyberstalking. So we'll study them, we'll understand them one by one in the upcoming slides. Now, starting with cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is nothing but harassment or bullying of anyone using electronic means. You can say it is online bullying. And what happens over here? Let us explain in a brief manner. If someone, suppose we are saying that it is basically done for teenagers. Like a teenager bullies or harasses others on the internet and in other digital spaces. Basically social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Okay. So that is, and moreover, this is a harmful bullying behavior which can include rumors, threats, some sexual remarks, a victim's personal information, and some hate speech. So, bullying can be you're identified by repeated behavior and intent to harm. So, victims of cyberbullying may experience low self-esteem, increased suicidal ideation, and a variety of negative emotional responses, including being scared, frustrated, angry, or depressed. So we have understood what is cyberbullying. Now, what are the tactics that we have to follow if anyone wants to do cyberbullying? So we have to understand that these are the things that includes, that is actually called a cyberbullying. If someone posts comments or rumors about someone online that are mean, hurtful, embarrassing, threatening to hurt someone, or telling them to kill themselves, posting a mean or hurtful picture or video, pretending to be someone else online in order to solicit or post personal or false information about someone else. So these are the ways to do cyberbullying. Then it is also there, posting mean or hateful names, comments, content about any race, religion, ethnicity, or other personal characteristics online, or someone creating hurtful web page about someone, or doxing. Doxing is what? It is actually an abbreviated form for the Word documents. That is a form of online harassment used to exact revenge and to threaten and destroy the privacy of individuals. So it is basically, with all these tactics, you have understood that cyberbullying is nothing but harassing someone, giving demeaning languages, rumors, hateful languages, and hurting someone intentionally. So you have to be very, very, very much aware whenever being a class 9 student, you are a teenager, so you have to be very much aware that what is happening around yourself. Okay. Now let us see what is cyber stalking. Now cyber stalking is defined as online stalking. All of you know what is stalking. Basically stalking is what? Stalking is basically to check out someone, or basically you can say to focus on a particular, to chase someone, just checking him or her regularly. So it involves repeated use of internet. When it is comes for online, so it becomes cyber stalking. Now it involves the repeated use of internet or other electronic means to harass, intimidate, or frighten a person or group. So what are the different characteristics of cyber stalking? It could be false accusations or posting derogatory statements. So basically it is giving you threats, identity theft. Now what is identity theft? It is nothing but taking your personal information in a wrong intention, and it also distract and manipulate your things or your devices by sending virus. So let us see what are the risks that we can have by cyber stalking. First and very important, it is identity theft. We have already understood what is identity theft. It is just to have your personal information. So very, very much careful when you are online. Having your online accounts being taken over means basically hacked. Having your contact details obtained and used, and moreover they can track you from your GPS on mobiles or some spyware on phones. Having false profiles posted on social networking and other sites. Having malicious websites, blogs, and social networking sites created about you. So all these things means they can make you feel harassed or make you feel just scared. So please make sure, do not post everything. Like you are going to a party, you are posting the image. You are going to a shopping mall, you are posting image. Please do not do that. Then one more thing, whenever you chat online, please make sure you are chatting with a known person. Do not think that, oh, I have got lots of friends online and you do not know them personally. There is no credit of having lots of friends over online. Some more risks are there, like it discredited your workplace. What is your place of work? That is also been discredited. Then receives direct threats from email, instant messaging. Okay, someone may give you repeated mails to your email, so you have to be very much careful. If such mails are coming, please give report. Then stalkers taking over your online accounts. They may hack your accounts, sends you demeaning messages. Now post-traumatic stress disorder, whatever, like if someone is having such things and he or she cannot able to reveal it with anyone, even with the parents or some friend, then what is happening, that person is going under stress, and that becomes post-traumatic stress disorder. Now how to protect yourself against this? First, review what online information exists about you and keep it to a minimum. Do not make your profile so high that, oh, I have updated everything. It's not a credit for you. Then always change your passwords of your email, at least within 15 days or 1 month, not more than that. you should just change it and do not share it with anyone. Review all your privacy and security settings. Avoid public forums. Ensure that your computer and mobile devices have updated antivirus. I guess all of you know that, like, without your updated, like you're having antivirus and it is not updated, then what's the point of having it, right? Yes, and moreover, in your previous slide or previous session, I have already explained that if you are using your public computers, then what are the steps that you should follow. Okay, and one more important thing, you should educate your friends, your family and workplace or colleagues about all these risks that we have discussed just. So with this, we are ending our session today. I hope the session was fruitful and enjoying. Thank you.